Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a World of Warships related video. It isn't, unfortunately, proper World of Warships gameplay. I've got my reasons, but for now, we're going to be looking at a recent announcement of 5 new premium ships from the World of Warships Dev Blog. And a couple of those I'm pretty excited for, but we've got one of those, however, is you know what? We'll just get into this. So the first one we've got here, Tier 3 American cruiser USS Charleston. This is, by the looks of things, just a straight clone of the St. Louis, the Tier 3 Research Tech Tree cruiser. It's just blue. It might have a few other aspects towards it that might make it different, but as far as we can tell, it is literally just exactly the same as the Tech Tree version, the St. Louis. Next on the list, we've got the Tier 8 American cruiser USS Wichita, a unique treaty cruiser. I think it was the last treaty cruiser ever built by the United States. It's going to be pretty unique, so to speak. I mean, in the game it's going to be unique, but it does sort of seem like it's going to be a sort of proto-Baltimore, which is basically what it was. So yeah, there's that. The next one, something that I'm annoyed wasn't in the game in the first place, HMS Dreadnought, Tier 3 British battleship. This should have been the Tech Tree ship, not the Bellerophon. Seriously. Still, better late than never, and we've got the Dreadnought itself coming to the game, which I'm pretty stoked about. But the next one, I'm just as, if not more, stoked for. I've never really used the word stoked before. HMS Vanguard, and they've decided it's gonna be Tier 8. It's got these 15-inch guns, as it historically had. It's gonna do 300 damage more than the same guns on Hood and Warspite, but it's at the moment it's looking a bit like a Tier 8 Hood, because the Sigma is 1.8 and the degree time is 72 seconds. Yeah, you know, the Hood at least has fast turret traverse. This thing doesn't. Of course, it is just a preliminary version. Changes could happen, and hopefully they will happen. This should be more like a Tier 8 Warspite than a Tier 8 Hood. So, you know, I'm just glad that the Vanguard is finally coming into the game. However, it's the last one that is more of a... It's rustled a few Jimmies right now. It's the Tier 6 American battleship West Virginia. Yeah, West Virginia. You know, this is the A-hull of the Colorado, the old Colorado A-hull. So, Wargaming is just monetizing that. But yeah, you see, West Virginia is known for one thing. Well, aside from being involved in the attack on Pearl Harbor, this refit it had following Pearl Harbor. It went from 2 smokestacks to 1, and it's got a sort of like 16 dual mounts of the 5-inch 38 caliber gun. The West Virginia refit was quite a monster, and they've given the name West Virginia to the interwar version of the Colorado, where it's still got the cage masts. Wargaming, you could have picked one of two names for this ship, and you chose one that wasn't on the list. You should have gone for either Maryland, which did exist, or Washington, which also existed, but was never completed. And you went for West Virginia, which was the most awesome of the Colorado class. You went for the name West Virginia, and you chose that version of it. Are you just Jimmies well and truly rustled? Hopefully, I've heard that some of the community contributors are already petitioning, so to speak, to have this renamed. Hopefully it will enter the game as Maryland, and hopefully we'll get the West Virginia herself, the proper West Virginia, where she looked like that instead of that. That should be Maryland, that should be West Virginia. Yeah. Hopefully things will come to pass, and this will eventually become Maryland. So, until this point, well, this is pretty meh. This is pretty, well, different. This, I'm stoked for, but everyone else will probably be like, nah. And this, everyone's like, oh yeah, just get this right. Get this right and everyone's gonna love it. And this one, it's just the Colorado A hull. The original one, with the wrong name. And that's that. So yeah, that's all. That's all I've got. Just wanted to, give my 2 cents here. Stoked for 2 of them. Not really plussed about the other 2, and a bit peeved about the other. And that's it. I'll see you at a later date, guys, when I finally do some proper World of Warships content. Sorry about all the F1 stuff that's been on. I've been playing a lot of those games. I like F1. What can I say? Have a good one, folks, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, good night.